Hey Kate, how's it going? My name's Art, back for another video for you guys. It's Saturday. I said I was gonna do a video Christmas Day, but I didn't. We have some house guests, and these house guests are not totally gone yet. Hopefully by Monday they're totally gone, and I'll be back to my normal wacky ways. Hopefully. All right, so here's the thing. This is a video that I didn't know exactly how to do or how to make it. Didn't know exactly how, but I figured out a way to do this video. Okay. It's almost the end of the year. What, this is the 28th? Yeah, Saturday the 28th. And the funny thing is, this is the end of a decade. So I look up and it's like, okay, so I'll probably do something either I think New Year's Eve maybe. Might do a video on New Year's Eve because I don't plan on going out anywhere. Oh yeah, I am going to a party. I'm sorry. My best friend is having a small party at his place. Simple as that. But anyway, one thing I learned this year is that I took a lot of L's or losses. Think of a sports team. Um, if you're familiar with American football, the Patriots with Tom Brady, winners. They won Super Bowls. They're winners. They got a lot of L's. Sorry, W's. They got a lot of W's, which means they got a lot of wins. My hometown team, the Detroit Lions, they're a losing team. They take a lot of L's. Okay. And what happened was earlier this year, I started off on the downside. In about like April or May, I started turning upwards. I started to win for a change. I started to win. And the funny thing was that during that time we was working a lot of overtime. We was having overtime almost every week. For example, if we had overtime today, I'll be getting off of work right now, almost at noon, 12 noon. So from 7 to noon, I'll be working and technically what that did, it gave me like $300 to $400 extra each paycheck, which helped out a lot. Then coupled with my tax returns, I end up having close to like $5,000. And I finally felt great. Imagine the feeling where you're financially set. You got a lot of stuff going out, but the thing is, you have money back. You have money backing you. Now, part of that money was going to the comic book convention I was going to go to. For paying for all the stuff for the convention and everything else, which it did, but I still was winning. Then all of a sudden, it's like the people I cut off, I was stupid enough to let them back in. You cut people off and they say, "Oh, I'm so sorry for doing this. I'm sorry for doing that. I wish I could change things and stuff like that." And then you just get sucked into it and say, "Okay, fine, cool. All right, I forgive you, whatever." Then all of a sudden, you're right back in the same situation. So by June, I was down again. By the end of summer, I was back where I started from in the beginning. And it got to the point where I looked up and I was like, man, did I not learn my lesson? And obviously, I didn't learn my lesson. I didn't. Life teaches you a lot of things. And the problem is that if you haven't learned that lesson, you can learn that lesson, but if you don't apply to what you've learned, you're doomed to repeat it. And that's what I did. And I'm grown up. I'm smart enough and aware enough to say that I fucked up. I fucked up because I let other things get in the way. I let things get in the way to what I want. Case in point, I, we have some family members at our house. Okay. Now we open our houses to these family members. Okay. Eh, it's family. What can you do? Problem is that those family members got into a little bit of drama, and so what happened was no one was willing to help them out. No one. So what happens? I was like, Mom, why did you reach out to these people? Why don't you? Why did you? She goes, well, it's their family, and we got it. We got it. Should take care of it. I said, other family members don't want them. Don't want to help. So why are we doing that? This. And she goes, basically, it's the quote unquote good Christian religious thing to do. Even if they screw us over, it's still the right thing to do. Okay. Now here's the thing. This family members, they technically come and go as they please. Yeah, and it's like, is it a big disruption to your life? In a way, it is, because now, like for example, one of them is sharing my room with me. I have a full size bed, which fits me perfectly with a little wiggle room. So now I'm sharing with another person. It's like, it's, I mean, it's like, hey. But I'm sure I could sleep on the floor. We had a futon that we couldn't put together because my mother stripped the bolts. If she wouldn't have stripped the bolts to it when she was trying to put it together and then tried to find a drill to drill it up, we could have had a futon that where someone would sleep on. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my gosh. And so we're going out for food all more times and stuff like that. I look up and say, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this. What am I getting in return? That's what I'm asking myself. What am I getting in return? So right now I'm taking an L. But to help keep the family nice and tight and so you had to do some sacrifices. Okay. I was like, well, why don't we put them in a hotel? But that's going to be costly. Which I don't feel like paying for. I ain't going to pay for that shit. But anyway, for example, I closed out majority of all my credit cards and I'm going to this program which allows me to pay them off without sucking up all my money for interest. So that's a big loss right there. It's going to be a big dip in my credit rating, which is around 600 something. So $13,000 of credit card debt for the next 5 to 6 years I'll be paying off. The faster I pay off, the better. Okay, that's fine. But anyway, and right now it's unique. So like for example, I just got paid for the last time this year. And right now, after doing all this, I'm gonna be kind of struggling for the next couple of weeks. And that's here nor there. Something that you gotta live with. So I'm just taking an L that way. You see what I'm saying? Every day you're taking an L or you're getting a W. You're taking an L or getting a W. Now the question is how you deal with that. That's the thing. Now, to tell you the truth, I looked up and was like, I feel down, so I want to spend some money on myself, and I can do that. Will I pay for it later? Of course, but that's the thing. You have to take something. And the thing is that I don't like being without something. But like Dak said, there's neither here nor there. But in your life, like they say, you got to pick your own battles. You got to learn how to pick your battles. That's absolutely true. And sometimes you can look up and say, I'm going to take a loss on this. I mean, think about this. Imagine you see a woman that you like. You try to get with this person. And guess what? You're going to have to spend money on this person. You have to. I remember one time one of my coworkers, I went on a blind date because one of my coworkers was saying this girl's good for you and all sorts of shit. And and she tells me, "What do you got to lose?" I'm like, "A day to myself." Okay, so I'm like, "Okay, fine." So I go on this date. I go on this blind date. Because the funny thing is, this girl's like, "Oh, this girl's perfect. This woman's perfect for you." The funny thing was is that when I saw her, I looked up. I'm like, "Ooh, Oprah Winfrey looks better than this woman." Oh my goodness! For me to say Oprah Winfrey looks better than this woman, that tells you something. So what happened was she was like, "Oh, I heard from a friend this and this and this." Like I said, "Okay, so what do you do?" I said, "So you work at the same job as this person?" I'm like, "Yeah." What do you do? I said, "I work in the mailroom." You work in the mailroom? Yeah. Yes. Doing mail secretary work. Yeah. The funny thing is, I make more money than this person who set me up, but I'm not going to tell her all that. And the funny thing is that, and she, when the date was over, I'll go home, and I was like, man, that was a waste of my fucking time. So the girl who set me up, why'd you do all that? That girl was perfect for you. I said, how do you know this girl was perfect for me? I said, hell, this girl looked worse than Oprah Winfrey. Well, that's not. Well, it looks not that important. I was like, look, you're a cute little woman. A lot of guys could be jumping at the chance to get after you. Oh my gosh! I mean, like, oh no, 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 no. And I said, I'll tell you why. Because as soon as this, she knows I work in the same place as you, but she don't know how much money I make. But the thing is that when she started asking me questions, that gave me a red flag. That like, you're trying to see how much money I make. Well, that's to see if she's compatible with you. See you up to her standards. Up to her standards. Okay. And she was telling me that a man has to make about $80 to $100,000 before she give him the time of day. I'm like, 40,000? I make 40,000. I make more than 40,000, but I ain't telling her that. And she goes, to her standards. I was like, shit. What about my standards? Hell, I'm looking for women that look like Halle Berry, not Oprah. I'm looking for women that looks like Halle Berry, Nicole Murphy, Tyra Banks, Naomi Campbell. I'm looking for that kind of woman. And if they make the same kind of bank as I do, that's perfect. That's what I'm looking for. Anything below that is, uh, uh. I'm not looking for a woman that looks like Oprah. That's not what I'm into. But she's a nice woman. I'm like, yeah, but guess what? She looks like freaking Oprah. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with women bigger than me. But I'm like, but see, that's my standards. Just because you know, but I'm like, no, no, no. I said, look, she has, if she wants to get with me, she has to lose over 150 pounds. Then I might be interested. But that's kind of conceited. See, but the thing is, that's my standards. See, your standards and my standards is two different things. Like your kind of L's, my kind of L's is two different things. Your kind of wins and my kind of wins is two different things. You know, for example, if a friend of mine met this woman and she started asking him to do a whole bunch of shit, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? You know, in his mind, he might say, you know what? This girl's trying to use me for shit, so fuck off. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe she's testing you to see if you're good enough for her. You know, see if maybe this is some kind of long test. But then again, you got to flip the script. If I was doing that, I'd be thinking the same way. And this guy goes, yeah, she's done. She's telling you one thing, but other things looks different. And I look up, I was like, yeah. See, now to tell you the truth, some people will say women are this, women are that, but the thing is, they haven't met the kind of they got sick and tired of getting dogged by a lot of women, which happens. I am too. But as soon as they meet that one woman that they say, "Oh, this is the one I want," then the rules go out the window. So I can look up, yeah, you just took an L right there, or are you winning? It all depends. So what if? So she goes, what if that girl won the lottery and won $20 million? And I told her, the woman still looks like Oprah Winfrey. Oh, okay. Well, at least you're not like no. Like I said, to me, that's a loss. Regardless of what kind of woman she really is, to me, that's a loss. If I can't have the kind of person I want, why would I want something else? Same thing in life. If you like Coke and only like Coke products, you're not gonna go to a place that sells Pepsi. If you like Pepsi, you're not gonna go to a place that sells only Coke. Unless you're flexible that way. Me, I don't care. But there's some people who say I don't go to that place because they sell Pepsi. You know, this one guy, he goes, I go to these stores because they have Pepsi products, and I have stock in Pepsi. But every now and then he will go to McDonald's. Then I find out he buys stock in McDonald's. So I was like, okay. But the thing is that for every time you take a L, you gotta learn the lesson, but you gotta apply the lesson that you learned, and that's the only way you can make that L a W. Turn that L into a W. Oh, see that? That was kind of cool. Take that L, make it a W. If you learn to apply that, okay. Now, the thing is, this is something that I felt like I should get off my chest. This is also for me as well. This is also for me as well because of just because. So with that, I'm gonna go. The bathroom should be finished cleaning. After taking a big whiff of ammonia, I'm coughing like the dickens. I'm gonna check to see if that tire is still inflated, so that way I can get the spare off, which is on a flat now, and put that back on. Well, not me personally, but get some service to do that. And I hopefully will have some fun later. Hopefully. But other than that, if you like what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. Comment. Give me a comment whether you think it's cool or not. You want to share this video with other people, go right ahead. That's fine by me. You want to report me, go ahead and report me too. I don't care. That's cool. I'm not making money from this. I'm not making any money from this, so I do this. I don't do YouTube to make money. Some people do. And the people who make money off of YouTube, they got to be very careful what they do on their channel. I don't make money, so if I get taken off, that's fine. Oh well. But anyway, with that, I want to say have a great day. And I just lost my train of thought of what I want to say, but that's okay. Peace.